I have been holding on to this Lightroom secret for a while now, and today is the day that I'm going to share this secret with you. This is a trick I use to add light, haze, and light leaks into my photographs. No Photoshop required. Let's get into it. Here we are in Lightroom. Let's open this photo, and as you can see, this is a pretty iconic view of the Narrows in Zion National Park. And I have already made a few adjustments. Let's go ahead and open up our masking panel and kind of go through them very quickly. We can see we have a mask making this tree a little bit more warm, a little bit more yellow. I have another mask here cooling down all of the water to kind of counteract against all of the warm colors in the upper half of the photo. Have another mask warming up these rocks. Another one here adding a little bit of warmth into the water here down in the reflection. And then one last mask doing just a little bit of dodging and sort of contouring down here in kind of the rapids of the water. But the problem that I have with this photo is that this was taken on sort of a flat light day, and we don't have any sort of that nice glow that you want in the Narrows. Tonally, the image is a little bit flat. There's not a whole lot of contrast. And I really want light to be coming into the photo. Specifically, I want it to be hitting this tree right here. I think that's sort of the standout portion of the shot. That's really the main focus. And so I want that to be nice and bright. In a perfect world, there would have been light hitting it. So that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to create a new mask. We're going to go down to our brush tool, and we're going to have a feathering of about 50%, flow and opacity or flow and density at 100. And then we want to make sure we do not have auto mask checked. This will not work if you have auto mask checked. We're going to make our brush size really big, and we're going to place it to the left of our main subject here, or to the left of the tree. And I'm going to click once, and then I'm going to make our brush size pretty small. Let's go up into the corner here. And then here is where the trick comes in. I'm going to hold down Shift and click again, and it is going to connect the two and create this cone shape. This is the starting shape of how we're going to add our light into this photo, but we need to clean up this selection first, because over here on the right-hand side, we have this rock in the way, and it's not going to make visual sense for the light to be going over this rock. So we need to subtract it from the selection, and we're going to do so by subtracting using the select object, and we just brush around this rock here just like that, and it subtracts that. Now there's one more step to make this realistic, and that is to hold down Alt or Option and then intersect this mask with a linear gradient. And I'm going to click and drag from over here and have it very, very graduated, a very, very gradual fall off from strong to weak, or from 100% to 0%, to really make this light ray realistic. And now that I have the shape, I can increase the exposure of this. I can increase the whites. I can take away some of the blacks. I can maybe take away some of the shadows. Maybe there's a little bit too much on the blacks and the whites. And then maybe I can go down here and add a little bit of negative dehaze, just a touch, and then a little bit of negative clarity as well. And then when you're thinking about light, light is usually warm, so I'm going to increase the color temperature of this. Let's go up something like that. And then maybe also the saturation. I want this to be a little bit more punchy. So somewhere like that. And then we can see before and after. And you can say, okay, Nick, well, that's kind of cool, but not that impressive. But here is where the special sauce comes in, because if I want to make this stand out, if I want this light to be even brighter, but I can't brighten it anymore without risk of blowing it out, I can just make the rest of the image around it darker. So I can go up to these three dots and then say duplicate and invert the mask. And then we're going to take the exposure and just like this, boop, 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 boop. And no, the silly sound effects are not optional. We took away a little bit of contrast with our light that we added in. So on this darkened version, we can add a little bit of contrast. We can also maybe take down the blacks a little bit. And then you can see, let's turn this light off. Let's turn actually both of the masks off. And then we can see kind of what it looks like before, what it looks like with the darkness applied. And then boom, here it is with that spotlight added in. Again, before and after, before and after. Super easy trick to pull off, and it makes a huge difference. Let's jump to our other example here. This time, this is a photo taken outside of Goblin Valley National Park, and I really like it. I love this kind of pyramid shape, but I want to add a little bit of light leak coming in from the side here. I think that the image is missing just a little bit of something, and I think adding a light leak would help make this a little bit more dramatic. To do this, I'm going to go over to our masking panel, and rather than a brush, we're going to use a radial gradient for this case. So I'm going to make a big radial gradient here over on the left-hand side. And of course, I'm choosing the left-hand side because that is the side where the sun was setting. So let's go something like this. We can squeeze it just a little bit and kind of place it right there. And then I don't want this light leak to be affecting the ground at all. So I'm going to again subtract with our select object and then just brush away the ground right there. Just like that, and we're good to go. And again, just like before, we can take away some of the shadows, we can increase the exposure a bit, maybe add a little bit of negative dehaze, maybe a little bit of negative clarity, maybe take away some of the blacks. And then this time, rather than increasing the color temperature, maybe I just want to add a color effect or a color overlay. So let's give something like this, some of this kind of like orange tones, and make it a little bit saturated there. And again, we can see before and after how we're adding in that nice light. But just like before, to really sell this effect and make it pop, we can just darken everything else in the photo. So we'll click on these three dots, duplicate and invert the mask, and then just take that exposure down just a touch, even just a quarter of a stop. And let's look at that before and after, before and after. It's a super simple trick, but it adds so much to the photograph. And that is my trick for this week. Hopefully you learned something new. If you want to join me on a photo adventure, head over to my website, warnerwildernessphotography.com. There's a link in the description. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.